Shawn, you're
Now,
like the official host. I think you got to do where was your introduction? How were you not ready to say hello and welcome?
Hello.
because I'm also the post-edit guy, so if there's something interesting that happens now, I can add the intro later.
Again, we've been through this. Horatio is our post-edit
Ratios
guy.
are yeah. We've already replaced Asher, who wanted to be our producer.
Mm-hmm.
Asher is now replaced by Horatio, who was really ChatGPT.
So
Great.
someone let Asher know he's been replaced by AI.
Yeah,
I don't think he'd be all that upset about it. I
No,
can
I
see
think
him
he's
just kind of
respectable.
nodding.
he'd be like, makes sense.
Yeah. He's like, I saw that coming. It's fine.
So I don't know. I agree with you, Danielle. I'm like, well, there ought to be a topic. There ought to be a something. that
I
we're
heard there was a
discussing.
text file with at least 3 bullet points.
I may have even been.
So-
I'm looking at the bullet points now, and I'm like, I don't know what I meant by that.
Like there were just bullets. There weren't any points after it. There was
One of them just reads restaurants.
I could talk about that for a while.
That's good eye.
So, but here's my thought. The first episode could be us figuring out what the podcast is going to be.
Okay.
That's the topic. What the heck are we doing here? So
I'll tell you, the thing that made me reach out to you again about this, Shawn, is I'm listening to this other podcast, and I'm not going to name names. I'm not here to crap on people's podcasts, but it's just not very good, right? And it's about a kind of niche thing that I'm interested in, so I don't have a lot of choices, and I'm still listening to it.
that's why
it's
you're
fun.
not going to mention it, right? Because you're embarrassed by the niche that you're interested in.
I'm so not embarrassed. Believe me, incorporating live. Never mind. I'm not gonna follow up my thought there. But you know, I was like, we can do that. Like the 90% of the value of their podcast is that they're 3 friends and they're funny. You know, with each other. Like they.
1,000% sure that you can do that. What I told Shawn this morning is I just don't know what the podcast equivalent is of following along and adding an emoji every once in a while. So I'm not really sure like what my contribution is going to be, except enjoying both of you. That's really, I'm excited for that.
I think when we get off track, you get to go,
like we need the straight man, Danielle.
Here we go. Done.
Yeah. Like, hey guys, we're recording.
Song going.
And I don't mean to put that on your shoulders. You can be funny too. You have my permission.
Oh,
I grant you.
Thank you.
Let Ben mansplain how podcasting works. So we're started, right? This is the official first podcast of. No, I even screwed it up already. First episode of the Bench Ass Shirt podcast. And if you want to know why it's called that, well, too bad. No,
that's bullet point number 2 on my list of things to talk about for the record. Not a great list.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not exactly bullet point 2, but it circles around back to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you name it originally, Shawn?
What?
You named it, right? This came from you? Bench Ass Shirt?
Yeah, but I mean, it's because of the good place. Oh, I ruined it. That's our whole second talking point. Ruined. We've lost the audience.
And on to
I got to clean all that up. Those are really important bills.
For those listening on the audio, Ben just trashed his office out of frustration.
But it was funny, right? The paper, like I'm all in on the gag. You know what?
It was the funniest thing that's happened in this podcast to date.
Hands down. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for acknowledging that.
Yeah. Yeah. The bar is set very, very low for future comedy.
So come on, Shawn. Continue. Host Shawn to explain why it's called the Bench Ass Shirt podcast. Okay,
fair enough. So we're going to skip right past restaurants, the first bullet point, and we're going to circle back to it. Okay, sorry. Yeah, circle back. If you've watched The Good Place, which Ben has encouraged me to do, and I've watched maybe half of the first season, you know that cuss words are not allowed in The Good Place. And so when a character tries to say a cuss word, they actually end up saying non-cuss words. Like if you wanted to say, I think this has a clean label or a not explicit label. So I guess I guess it makes sense now. If you wanted to say fork, it's just going to have you say fork instead. And so,
Fork.
what? Oh, you know what? They probably are hearing us say bench ash shirt instead of bench ash shirt.
Oh.
So it's probably makes even less sense. Yeah.
Excellently done, Shawn.
Thank you.
That was a great explanation.
Yeah.
Which does circle into the point that I wanted to highlight, that you have still not watched The Good Place.
It's true.
Which is unbelievable. The first half is
season,
lovely.
Shawn?
I
First season.
I think I don't think I finished the first season. Maybe I did.
My disappointment is immeasurable.
And I mean, I don't want to be the spoiler guy. At the where am I in the thing? Like the cocaine lady is there.
Mindy St. Clair.
Yeah, Mindy St. Clair, medium place for a medium person.
Okay, I think that's about as far as I went. I think she's been in a couple episodes. That's still the first season, though, right?
Yeah, that's near the end, right? The dials up towards. They meet here close to the end of the first season.
Okay.
You kind of know if you made it to the end of the first season, or you should.
I mean, the background of the video version of this podcast hints towards the end of the first season, right?
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
I've ruined everything.
It is true. It is true. You just spoiled a show that has been off the air for 4 years.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I spoiled it. One of us spoiled it.
Can I share a concern that I have? Did you see the I don't even know what it's called, the artwork, the podcast artwork that's like on all the places where you subscribe?
No.
It's partially a screen grab from the show The Good Place. And I'm like, when this thing takes off like it's obviously going to, we're probably going to get sued, right?
Fair use.
Fair use, you think? I also modified it. Doesn't that mean that I infringed on their...
I like to say fair use, and then
Oh, you just wanted to say it?
Yeah, that's
okay.
There's fair use.
Oh, fair. Yeah, that's fair.
My lawyer friends would back that up. It's kosher. That works. No, where would I see this? Where is this found?
So if you go to benchashshirt.com,
dear Lord,
I'm looking at it,
and click on one of the links to any of the podcast places.
Okay, like Stitcher.
Yeah, maybe Stitcher. Yeah. Yeah, see that?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. It could be, it's pretty general. It could be from anything, really.
Yeah.
I'm not worried today.
Oh, look what I did. I put
that
on this. Look at that.
Are you recording all of this screen stuff as well?
Everything Shawn? Is recorded.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, good. I've been recording you in your homes all day. So
well, I know that.
Okay.
That's what I have those 3 cameras up for.
Yeah. Onlyfans.com/no. I was going here to see like everybody who's listening is really upset at me right now. But yeah, like you go to Pocket Cast and it's like, welcome. Everything is fine. And
that could be from anything.
Yeah, but I put that asterisk above fine. And then on the back of the couch there, I put that there. That's all my work. That's all me, baby.
Is it enough? Is it transformative? That's one of the elements of fair use. It transforms it into a wholly unique and original.
Which is probably what you're not allowed to do, right?
No. I think that is if it transforms it enough into something that you can qualify as unique and original, then you're allowed to use it.
Clearly, a totally different thing. Then
we're fine.
We're good.
Everything is fine.
Yeah, everything's fine. Ish.
Good. You're good. Yeah.
So, do you want to make this podcast like where we talk about stuff happening in like the world, or like tech specific, or like, I mean, I don't know, TV shows or
books we're reading, TV shows.
Yeah, entertainment.
Pizza.
Oh, God, pizza. Yeah.
Weird itches that we have.
Mm-hmm.
How to get rid of them?
Yeah.
I would, or maybe that's how we end every episode. To get rid of the weird itch, tune in next time.
I have a toothache that only comes at night. And by the time I wake up in the morning, it's gone. But then it comes back at night.
How much ice cream are you eating before bed?
This feels like a personal question.
Yeah. how much is too
Why do
much?
you ask?
Because
Yeah, I was.
a normal amount.
Yeah, how much are you eating before bed?
Bowls come in all sizes, Danielle.
They
Yeah,
do. They do.
I eat one ice cream.
One serving? That's not what I said. So wait, it like begins to hurt in the evening, and so you go to bed with a toothache, or because like if you woke up and it hurt, it would be like, oh, you're grinding your teeth at night or whatever.
Yeah.
But no,
Get
it's
them
not
off
like that.
thing and be a no.
So you grind away the pain at night.
Maybe.
Huh. I have
I've chosen
all of my dental
I'm 44
knowledge.
years old. It's hardly the most broken thing about my body, so I'm just choosing to shove it down the list.
Sure. Any dental cleanings coming up to check in on?
I just had my 6 month last week.
Did you tell
And they
them
did
about
and
it?
it was the one with no, because it hadn't started yet. And it was the one with the X-rays.
He's a few days in. You're gonna be fine.
I know. And they were like, your teeth are fine. So I'm like, all right, this is nothing.
Did they leave instruments in there or anything? Like, I mean,
is there a whole dental pick in my mouth?
Exactly. Like, what did they do?
That's right. It's the hygienist's fault.
Yeah, it feels like you should be able to go back and say, I kind of want a refund because my teeth were fine, but now I have to grind away the pain every night. I recently had a dental cleaning too, Ben.
Okay. Wow.
Like what day was your cleaning?
The 2nd of February. Are we on a dental? Have our dental cycles synced?
It's like, have we been doing this podcast too long already? I went. Maybe I didn't put it in my calendar. It's surprising I went at all. Wow, I don't know when I went.
Shawn hasn't been in months.
Yeah, it was a fever dream where I was at the dentist. Oh no, I'm sorry. Mine was January 26th. We're totally different people. I was worried for a minute, but
you're not even an Aquarius.
I am not. That's not based on dental appointments.
It's not.
No. I mean, I think the accuracy would probably be the same, but
I gotta look up some things.
Oh, dental clean. Okay, I have a dental cleaning question then. So when you get like they polish your teeth. I don't really understand the whole process, but like they have like this spinny rubber thing, like, and they like mush stuff on your teeth, and then they like spray it off, and then they scrape your teeth with the iron hook. You know the process I'm talking about, right?
I do, but mine happens in reverse order.
Really? So
does
I don't
mine.
remember the order, but it doesn't matter with my question, the order that it happens. Okay.
No, we're going to drill down on this. This is clearly from this thrilling content that you have chosen to regale us.
I experience life in an order that is irregular. So anyway, do they give you a choice of what flavor that you want the stuff to be? Is that a thing everybody gets like, okay.
Yeah.
Not since I was a kid.
Oh, when you were a kid, they gave you a choice?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, you are younger than me, not a ton younger though. So here's the deal. They say to me, what flavor do you want? And I'm like, what flavors are there? And the flavors are really strange. I mean,
like castor oil?
No, not quite. No, I mean the anchovies was weird, but no, things like grape or bubblegum or chocolate, or that's weird for me. I always say I really want mint. Everything else is just goes against every instinct in my
bubblegum.
Psyche.
Is bubblegum a choice?
It is. Bubblegum is a choice. And probably Tutti-Frutti, which could be an episode in and of itself, which is not really a flavor, but was invented in a lab.
But you get mint as one of your options, right?
Yeah, thankfully. Because that's what I said, just mint. And so what do you guys pick? What flavor do you pick?
Mint.
If you get to pick.
I think they just expand the choices they give to children in case somebody's in the mood. I think that's all it is.
But they don't even ask you guys?
Anything but mint. No, I
don't get asked anymore.
What flavor do you get?
I guess it's mint. I don't pay close attention.
Huh. Maybe I just have a childlike appearance, and so they ask me as if I were a child.
Your hair is green.
My hair is green. It is true.
How could they possibly get that away? You have a stuffed dog with its tongue sticking out behind you on the shelf.
It's true. That's the spot.
Yeah.
It could be Possibly. So what I started typing there while you were talking is segment ideas, right? Some podcasts have segments.
Oh, okay.
We could have segments. So my segment idea that I typed in was Shawn dives deep on something weird. So
I like that segment.
every cast we'd have Shawn explain something incredibly weird to us that he knows, like Tutti-Frutti.
Yeah.
Just an idea. Putting that out there. I don't want to use up all of our good stuff here the first time we record.
So what do Tutti-Frutti and Dr. Pepper have in common?
They were made in a lab.
Tune in next week.
All right.
Yeah. Neither one isn't a natural thing. So Dr. Pepper, like the 23 flavors, I think it is. They just literally took like the 23 different flavors that they had for making soda and mixed them together. The purpose was to be something unique that had never been tasted before. It was never meant to taste like anything, just unique.
So that's interesting. My father was always insistent that the flavor came from prunes. I don't know. That was what he was like. It's prune flavored.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has the right to be incorrect.
But I would like to dial back to how you started that particular statement off by saying it's not natural. Oh, who is the audience out there that you're speaking to that believes Dr. Pepper was a natural flavor, was some kind of fruit extract that they put?
Several things. One, it's adorable that you assume there's an audience. Two,
you said it out loud. You must have been saying it to somebody.
It wasn't even meant to mimic a natural flavor. Is that more correct? Is that acceptable?
Yeah, I think I understand.
All right. And Tutti Frutti. So they were.
He is taking all the good content now. We just blow it. You're right. Yeah. No, bring it on.
Dr. Pepper's done.
Yeah. This is our segment. It was.
Do it.
I mean, it is what it is. I didn't research. This is just weird stuff that I know.
It's off the top of your head. That's important, right? That's important.
It's important. I don't research. All right.
Yeah, these are things you just know for some reason.
So, artificial flavors are mostly in organic chemistry. They're ester compounds, I believe, and basically they would just make a bunch of these compounds. And I don't know who it was that got to taste them. You know, like what if they're like, I wonder if it tastes like arsenic if I die. No, I have no idea. But Tutti Frutti, they just tasted them like, well, that tastes kind of fruity. Like what kind of fruit? Well, I mean, not a specific fruit. And so Tutti Frutti was born.
Yeah. As a resident of Western New York, home of the famous beverage Loganberry, I'm very comfortable and familiar with the idea of fake flavors.
Okay. Is a Loganberry an actual berry?
A Loganberry is an actual berry. It has absolutely nothing to do with the Kool-Aid that they sell here that's called Loganberry.
Wait. Kool-Aid? Like Kool-Aid?
Well, not Kool-Aid brand. It's not Kool-Aid brand. It's a sugar water stuff.
I mean, you realize the audience that you were talking to, and now, I mean,
yeah, I should have. You're right.
Segment number 2: ship local things to the rest of us, and we partake together.
Yeah, Loganberry is.
I like that idea, though.
It is. I'll send you guys some Loganberry.
He just wants a Loganberry.
It's like, wow, New York meth is way different than Oregon meth.
Ooh. Segment idea: regional meth.
Wow. Yeah. But okay, so is it like a Kool-Aid mix? I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry. I was thinking about my next meth joke. So
it comes out of the soda machine at the restaurant.
Oh, so it's just like
or it's in a can.
Just pop or whatever.
But it's not carbonated. It's not caffeinated. It's just I call it Kool-Aid because it's the closest analogy I can come up with.
Like when you get like orange drink at McDonald's, but it's not.
Yeah, but it's not carbonated, right? Isn't orange drink carbonated?
No, I don't think they actually have orange drink at McDonald's anymore, but it didn't used to be. Sure. It was just like, it was their high C, right? It was, I think then I think they eventually like went along with high C to actually like brand it, but it was just orange drink, I think, before that. Maybe I'm wrong.
Orange drink. Yeah, you've got that. You've got the idea, right? It is a still. That's what they say.
Oh,
fancy places. It's not sparkling, it's still.
Okay.
It has roughly 1.5 cups of sugar per tablespoon.
Right.
So I mean, it is the kind of thing, going back to the teeth thing. You take a drink and you're like, your teeth just hurt. It's wonderful.
But this is like,
and it's a made up flavor. It's just an invented flavor.
Okay, but it's like a high C thing that you just like order at a restaurant.
Yeah, I mean,
what is it
not
called?
Many restaurants. It's called Loganberry.
But I mean, do you say like I would like
2 brands.
Oh,
Aunt Rosie's. and another one I forgot.
So you would say like, can I have Loganberry flavored pop or not pop? I
No,
guess it's
you
not
said, can you get a Loganberry? I'll get a small
a
Loganberry.
Loganberry. Okay, can I get a Loganberry? I
I'll
really
I'll
want
send
them.
you some.
Yeah, please do. Danielle,
So,
don't
do you want some
recognize it
Loganberry
at
as
all.
well?
yeah,
I
no, I'm
do.
gonna send her
I'm
some
looking
also.
it up. I don't recognize it at all. So is it
It's
just upstate New York?
incredibly regional, even just like maybe only Western New
Like
York.
Ben's bathtub regional, we're talking.
So over there is where we make the
Yeah.
Loganberry.
Logan is Ben's dog's name, just to be clear.
Do not tell the FDA about this little operation. Thank you.
Yeah, I would like some. Wow, that's I'm fascinated. And I mean, if you're watching on the video, yeah, I'm kind of disgusted, but also curious. So we'll see how that
All right.
goes. I was on board, like, cause you guys know Faygo. Have you heard of
Yeah,
Faygo Pop?
Faygo Pop.
Okay,
No.
like, oh, you don't know
What?
Faygo Pop? Oh
They
my
don't
I
have
goodness.
don't.
Faygo on the West Coast? Oh,
No. I was trying to think of what
so
might be like the equivalent of something so specifically local, and it's not pop in Eugene, Oregon.
No, it's pot with
Yeah.
a T in Oregon.
not sure Oregon has a claim to the
I mean,
pot industry.
Yeah.
they're like the Simpsons, did it first kind of thing now.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing over there, Shawn?
Yeah, so I didn't move enough, and my motion detector thought I died, or detection thought I died or something. So
It
turned off the
happens.
lights. It does. It does.
We have all kinds of fun regional things here in Western New
Yeah,
York.
we have. I mean, Faygo, or you've heard of it though, right, Ben? Or have you had
Oh yeah,
Faygo?
yeah.
Yeah.
I've had it. It's terrible.
Oh, it depends. There's one good flavor. It's rock
Which
and
one?
rye. If you've
Rock
never
and
had,
rye. I've not had that one.
yeah, that's the only good flavor. Everything else is just like
Does that taste like rye whiskey?
it does not.
Oh,
No,
okay.
not
I was kind of
even a little
excited
bit.
briefly.
No. But rock and rye is the only flavor worth trying of Faygo Pop, and it's made in Detroit, I think, and bottled in Detroit.
Okay. They used to sell it around here. I don't think I've seen it in a long time. But like Danielle, this stuff was incredible, right? You'd get Faygo orange pop, and it would taste like
There's
orange pop,
50 flavors.
except it would taste like orange pop that was slightly off. Like
Yeah.
there was just
Like
slightly
made with
weirdly
Flint water.
wrong with it, and you'd be like, "Oh, it doesn't taste right."
Yeah.
And it costs half as much as a Coke or whatever.
Yeah. It was like if every store brand was the same brand. It's basically the store brand of Michigan.
I can't believe they don't have Faygo on the West Coast. I didn't
Oh
realize
no,
it was a Michigan.
that one I knew. Yeah, I knew that was a Midwest Michigan centric kind
So
of thing.
Danielle, we got to incorporate you here more. What is your discount pop brand, soda pop brand?
Maybe I'm not paying enough attention. Like kombucha, like we just like it's like
so rotten drinks. That's the things that have sat on the shelf for long enough.
And fermented drinks. That's really what we got.
I feel like everyone's got discount. I mean, RC Cola, right? We all have RC Cola.
RC, yes. Yeah. We specifically have Verner's over here. You've probably had Verner's though. Too. I mean, Danielle, you're a New York girl at heart, so. But you don't know Verner's either.
Verner's?
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's good stuff.
That is.
I like Verner's.
Very out of the loop.
If you live in Michigan, when you get sick, you drink warm Verner's. I think doctors probably prescribe that. That's just what you do. That's the thing to do.
Good doctors.
No, I said Michigan, like Michigan doctors.
I think for some reason, one of the big Coca-Cola or Pepsi owns Verner's now.
Yeah, I believe you're correct.
Verner's, Danielle, is a ginger ale, but it has vanilla flavoring.
Oh,
it's like a cream soda and a ginger ale together, and it's really good.
It's aged in oak barrels. Literally, it's aged in oak barrels.
That sounds lovely. I was looking at one of the things I do miss because it's not out here is Dr. Brown's. So
that's like a New York City thing.
Yeah,
that sounds like a poop joke to me.
It's sure, but they had decent sodas, but also a celery. Like one of their sodas was a celery, which sounds so terrible, but I still remember that as a kid as something that was so fun every once in a while.
Like a Dr. Brown's celery soda?
Yes.
What sort of childhood did you have?
Apparently one where we didn't get the over-sugared sodas, we got celery sodas.
Have a celery soda. That sounds like child abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd make a joke, but that kind of seems like a punchline in of itself.
Right there.
Rim shot, Asher and soda rim shot right there. That's what I was saying. You missed that also, Danielle. I was telling Shawn it's important to have a producer because while we're talking, we can just shout things at him to do. And then he has to do them. I think that's how this works.
Oh, I'm sure he'll love. Yeah, that sounds perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he wanted to be the producer. Of course, I didn't invite him to this episode because
It's
I don't know why.
Yeah, we're like, all right, good, that's good, Asher. Yeah, see ya.
Yeah.
Thanks for the work. We'll talk to you later. I miss him.
I miss Asher too.
He's the Ash in the Bench Ash Shirt podcast. Oh, they probably heard me say Bench Ash Shirt instead of Bench Ash Shirt, so they don't know that I was insulting him.
I feel like this joke was a little tired when you first said it.
I've only seen one season. I've only seen one season
because sometimes it'll eventually roll over into being funny.
Yeah.
Don't let up on it.
It's going to take a lot.
Find out. It's not going anywhere, I suspect.
So Doc Brown's soda is the soda that you get at the deli, Shawn. Like you go to New York City, you go to Katz, you're gonna get a Doc Brown soda.
And apparently it comes in different flavors. It's not like a specific flavor.
Like cream. I don't even know if they do root beer, but then
root beer, cream soda,
celery.
Apparently, that's a new one to me.
Yeah, probably some cherry flavored.
Okay.
I think you can get it at the grocery stores here, but the only place that I know that I've actually seen it is at the bagel shop. Like you're gonna get a bagel with lox and cream cheese and a Dr. Brown soda.
Entire episode talking about bagels if you want some time. I could.
Yes.
I miss the hell out of those.
Oh.
That's going in the text documents.
Yeah, I doubt I've ever had a tasty bagel. I was excited when McDonald's brought back their bagel sandwiches.
Oh, Shawn.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
What's your stance on lox and capers, Danielle?
Oh.
Pro lox, all right.
Pro lox and capers, yeah.
Pro lox and capers.
It's a great Sunday breakfast.
I've had capers. They're like angry peas.
Oh, salty angry peas.
They're miniature olives.
Yeah.
Oh, now I like them less.
So we have to get Shawn a good bagel. I can't believe we've never had a good bagel.
We do. I'm actually trying to think of the mechanics of that. We recently found out. So we get from we order in from Katz periodically, like once or twice a year, where we just get a ton of pastrami and all the fixins, and it's amazing. And we recently found that you can get Italian cookies, and that hadn't occurred to me before. So Ferraris and a couple of other bakeries in Little Italy will ship their cookies, and so I got my sister some for her birthday this year. And we're ready to do it again. But bagels are hard, and I don't know why. Like I do know why. Like I don't need a bagel. I want I want to go to the store, have the bagel right there. So the mechanics of that are different.
They've got the good toaster. They got the good schmear. Like that's what you. Yeah.
So road trip, is that what we're saying?
Road trip. I'll eat myself silly. I'm really. We can get out there, pizza and bagels.
I've never been to New York, state or city. Yeah,
it's time.
Yeah. Donna, my wife, really wants to go to New York City, but I said if we ever visit the city, we have to visit the city with somebody who knows the city, because otherwise we're just gonna not have fun and probably die. So I mean, somebody who.
The second one seems like a bit of a stretch.
I mean,
it's not poisonous. There aren't gaping pits that you can accidentally step into.
I have very little common sense, though, So
you don't need it in New York City. Everyone's very comfortable yelling at you and telling you what to do in New York City.
Okay.
Unlike Costa Rica, where you can actually fall down the manholes, they tend to leave the manholes covered up nicely in Manhattan, so you'll be fine.
It's a little Costa Rican tidbit. Wait, you can fall.
I actually have I fell down through a manhole. Did you guys not know that story?
No.
Yeah. There's no manhole to seal them for the metal. Did you both, Shawn? You didn't know that?
No, I would have remembered that, I think.
All right. So we were at a park. I had Leola in my arms. We get her in the car, and people who come, they watch your car. They're called the watchymen, is what they call themselves. They watch the car and then they ask for money. And he was like, I watched your car, and I'm trying to think in Spanish as I'm walking, saying, no, we're not giving you anything. And I take a step, and like Bugs Bunny, I just went straight underground, and yeah. And so
you didn't hurt yourself, obviously.
There was some stitches, and I landed on a bunch of debris, and everything could have been so much worse than it was.
I feel mildly worse about laughing now.
Yeah, no, oh, no, don't. It's hilarious.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I'm still comfortable with my laughter. I just.
So yeah, no, when you were talking about New York, it's not like there are holes that you're going to fall through. No, they tend to be a little more secure. And truly, it was like, I don't even know that thing was fixed for the next few days. You know what I mean? Like it was just
insane.
The dumb
just
gringo
fell in a
didn't see this huge hole in the sidewalk.
That is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I slipped on the ice once. I got nothing like I fell down a manhole. I went into the underbelly of the city and required stitches and rabies shots. I mean, I got nothing.
Did you meet anyone while you're down there? Someone nice?
No, I didn't meet anyone. Aaron had already gotten into the car, and that poor man who had been asking for money previously freaked out, and a jogger came by, and they were trying to get me out of the hole before Aaron got back.
Did he still want money?
I was fine. No. He wanted to go home and tell his family about the nonsense that he just saw.
This dumb American fell in our
right,
hole.
Like, what was she thinking?
I can see that conversation. She fell in the hole. Which hole? The one on 3rd Street? No. Frank's hole. Over.
Right? Yeah. No, it was very. I'm sure it was very well done on everyone's part, and yeah,
that's amazing.
I made out just fine. And Leola periodically will remind me that if I see a hole, to go around it.
It's a good girl, good daughter, looking out for her mom. I did add to my segment ideas. Danielle falls in something.
Yeah, I was just thinking,
for our next recording, please have another story about you falling in or onto something.
And if it hasn't happened yet, I'm just saying you may have to, for the sake of the segment.
Right, generating content is part of what we're doing here.
Yeah. I don't recommend it.
It doesn't sound like a recommendable experience.
So you said you were holding Leola. Had you handed her off before you fell down the hole?
All right, so let's go a little bit deeper into this.
I don't know. It sounds like it was dangerous. However far down.
Sure, another rim shot there. Let's go a little deeper into this. Come on.
He knows this. Like, he's got this story, so he's probably. She went into the car, and you say about it could have been worse. She could have been in my arms when this happened. Yeah. She was not. Right. Oh. So that's fine. I buckled her in, and truly I was paying zero attention to the ground. And it was, leg hit, elbows hit. And then, there's some things that again needed some stitches. But when I got back into the car, I passed out, and Aaron got us to the first place he could find, which was a woman's facility. And they didn't want him to come inside. And they found someone who spoke English, and they took care of me. And the first thing they wanted to check was that I had fallen of my own accord because of the facility that I was in. And it was like, exactly. But they were like, did he push you? And I was like, nope, it was all me.
You're like, no, he was in the car. He pushed you in with the car?
Wow. Yeah. So truly it was a facility that took really good care of me. Nice. And there's no copay. They just took care of me and sent me off. You know what I mean? Like there was nothing.
Because it's a civilized country.
Yes.
This one, where they would have not asked if he pushed you. Absolutely not. And B, they would have rifled through your purse and your wallet before they let you in the front door.
Yeah.
And you probably would have been sued for unlawful entry into the sewer.
I know. All the things I took from down there.
Yeah. All the things I took.
Mutant turtles.
The Costa Rican sewer.
Oh, I wish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, I can't really top that. I can't think of a.
I got nothing. Yeah, I've never fallen into anything as far as I know.
Yeah. There's still time.
Yeah. I ain't dead yet. Yeah.
All right, so drinking stuff, Danielle falling into stuff. These are our segments.
You just happen to know.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. It's weird stuff Shawn knows or pretends to know. Because how will you know?
Ooh, we could add a gaming element to it.
Oh,
like they
does Asher have to fact check me?
He will, I'm sure. Anyway,
like they do on Wait, Don't Tell Me, right? Which of these facts that Shawn just said are true?
I suspect you two would be great at that. Like, I would not have any idea if you two both tried to spin something. Whatever you spun would be, as ridiculous as whatever truth you were to find.
I don't know. I feel like I've got a pretty bad tell. Like I don't play poker. I'd get eaten alive at the poker table.
So the game Balderdash. Are you guys familiar with the game Balderdash? So I'm pretty good at Balderdash, and I thought that I would be good at those. The Jackbox games. This is a different game, but like where
the video game thing.
Yeah, like where it's on the TV, everybody uses their mobile device to connect and stuff. We're like, I'm trying to think Quiplash and stuff like these things where you try to make up something funny and you get people to vote for you. Nobody ever votes for me ever. And I thought that I would be creative and like funny. Nope, I think they see right through me.
So this is the problem with being friends with us, Shawn, right? Is because you're getting false feedback from us because we do think you're funny, but our taste is terrible.
Yeah, or you're just lying to me. That's part of
no. As I just explained, I'm not. That's not my. If I were lying to you, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, Shawn, that was really funny."
So yeah, no, that one of the kids will say like poopy pants, and I mean my kids are in their 20s. It's not like these are 9-year-olds, and everybody's like,
poopy pants is always funny.
Yeah, unless I say it, then it's like, oh yeah, poopy pants.
We have one of those, a little card game called "What Do You Meme?" Not "What Do You Mean?"
Oh,
but
yeah.
"What Do You Meme?"
Oh, I know those. Yeah, we have that
and
game.
we play it with the kids, and my kids, especially my son, gets really upset because whoever answers with the fart card, that's always the one that wins. It's just hands down. It's just play a card that says something about farts, it wins.
Is that Cards Against Humanity but with memes?
Yeah, and it's specifically family. It's like, what do you mean family? It's specifically family oriented, so you can play with an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old
and not go to jail. Yeah.
Yeah. Although, frankly, those children have foul mouths. I mean, my son just threw out a mother effer the other day. He's 10.
Wow.
Good for him. How did you guys respond? High five.
How did we what?
How did you respond?
Well, I mean, you say it's rude. You can't do that. Although you used it appropriately in an effective place. So, you understand how it's meant to be used, but don't say that.
But Danielle, tell us you're from New York without telling us you're from New York. My son's at an MFer. That's a good boy. That's well done. I'm really proud of that. Yeah.
Jenny is a lot more lenient about that stuff than I am even, and I'm pretty lenient, but she's just like, I don't care if they swear away. They're out there singing. She's got her and my daughter singing that Lily Allen song. F you very, they're just out there dancing and singing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it in the house or there are parameters around? Because that's sort of what we do. And Viola gets really uncomfortable cursing, or she did until like 2 days ago. But it was always like, listen, it's the context, kid.
Yeah.
So it is, we're okay here and we'll let it slip periodically too. That's fine. We hear from teachers. We hear you're disrespecting people outside of this house. Like that's when we're going to have conversations.
That is, yeah. Like we've had two points there. Like I've been like, look, like some of these words, they're funny or whatever you want to say, but they're rude, right? You can hurt people's feelings with them, so don't do that. And also, if you say it in school, this is what I said to her: if you say it in school, you're gonna get in trouble, and I can't help you. I'm gonna agree. You're going to detention. That's where you belong. So you can't say it in school.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently, my daughter is wise because she is known at school as a very nice, pleasant young woman, which could not be further from the truth.
She's a very smart woman. She's a very smart woman.
She's savvy.
Yes.
Yeah. A little intimidating. To be
very
clear.
Intimidating.
Yeah. I'm afraid of her, and I don't even know her. So.
My parents just moved up here. She found out, that my dad had to sell their house down in North Carolina where they moved from, and she gets this look on her face. She goes, "He sold his house?" And I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "So he has a lot of money." And I said, "Well, I mean, yeah, kind of." And she's like, "How much of it's for me?"
Don't say it depends on if he dies, because I don't know that would end well.
No, that's not a yeah. I can already imagine her response would be, "Okay, how do we make that happen?"
Yeah. That sounds like step one of a plan, Dad.
Dad, your knife's the sharpest.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know how comfortable we are, bringing family stories onto this, but there's a lot of them that I suspected it could be a session in and of itself for an episode. Yeah.
I'm comfortable with everything. I've given up mostly.
My
Just
kids
in
are all
general.
adults, so
yeah. Sean's kids can fend for themselves.
I can.
I know. Yeah.
Those jerks. I
Unbelievable.
don't know why I said that. I don't know them.
You don't even know my kids.
I've never even met them.
During the profanity part of the conversation, I didn't participate because we were such prudes. Our girls didn't even know swear words growing up.
Oh,
seriously. Yeah, I know.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do they curse at all now?
Yeah, and it's really bizarre for everybody. Them too. Like if they curse and we're in the room, they're like, "Oh, that was
We didn't growing up. We didn't curse in our house. I mean, I knew what the words were, but no one ever said them. And then I just remember there was a very clear moment when I was like 14 or 15, and my father told a dirty joke, and I was like, oh. He's like, "Whatever, you're old enough now." And that was the end of it. And then
so then it was all bets were off.
Yeah, no one cared anymore. They just, I don't know. My dad just made it a point that he decided he was like, this isn't a problem anymore.
It must have been a really good joke because
I don't even remember it. I just remember being shocked.
Maybe that's the joke. It's an ongoing, my kids now swear. That's the punchline is the rest of existence. Well, the punchline is life.
I had a lot of cursing in the house growing up. And it just was, I don't know, in some ways, just how my father still communicates. And so
it's New York, right? I mean,
yeah, and boisterous and loud, and
when I was growing up,
he wasn't shy of it. Yeah.
When I was growing up, fart was a bad word.
Wow.
And that isn't like with my kids. It's like when I was a kid, that was a bad word. We didn't say that. We were passers of gas.
Passing gas.
Yeah.
We were passers of gas.
To this day, I don't think I've ever heard my mother say the word fart.
Have you heard her fart?
I don't know. I hope not. Yeah. Also, I mean, this, I feel like the segment where Shawn depresses everybody. I mean, I had a car accident, so I don't remember my childhood, so I don't know.
Asher, can you play the sad music now? Thank you.
To this moment, though, when I say the word fart, it still feels like I'm misbehaving, like an itch in the back of my brain. Yeah, it's I can't explain it, especially since I don't remember my childhood, and yet that shame
I can explain it.
has stuck the whole time.
I can absolutely explain it.
Yeah.
Swears operate from a different part of our brain than regular language.
Oh.
And we know this because people who have had accidents and injuries to their brains that impact their speech patterns and their ability to speak can often still swear effectively in appropriate times without any issue. They are stored and leveraged and produced out of a different part of our brain than the rest of our language.
So you think fart lives in that part of the brain for me?
For you, yeah, because you learned it as a swear. It's a swear word for you, so
it's fascinating.
So it feels different. It's coming out of a different part of your head.
Huh. You took the segment where Shawn says something like deep dive something weird. Right. I think it's just a generic deep dive segment.
I've read too many books on linguistics is really the end result of that conversation.
Isn't there a book that you were reading? I remember that you were actually posting for a while what seemed like very technical books on linguistics.
Sometimes they get weirdly technical. Most of them are pretty pop, pretty high level. You don't have to, I mean, there's the last one I read talked a little bit about phonemes, and I don't think I'm saying that word right. And I've forgotten the words now, but like the English language is agglutinative versus Asian language, which are often combinative or something. Like there was some weird language stuff in that got pretty technical. But
there are books you've shared that I have said, that sounds great, and I've gone out and read or put on a list. I'm not sure these are going to be added to my must read.
It's a lot of fun to learn this stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll learn vicariously. Okay. You can teach us in these conversations.
I think it might be more fun to know someone who learned that.
Yep.
Yeah, it would take a lot of Loganberry juice to get me to want to read a phonetics book, I think, or linguistics book.
It's a cool discipline, and it's constantly changing, and we're always learning stuff about it. Still today, they're still updating.
So this wasn't a one-time topic for you. You keep going back to this topic, right?
I've read 3 or 4 of them now, yeah.
Okay. Oh.
I've read enough of them that I'm starting. This is in the last one, he was referencing like academic papers and other studies and things, and I started recognizing the names of the people who had like published those works. I was like, oh, I know that person. I read some of their stuff. Oh, crap.
Oh, I've read him.
I'm learning something.
Adult science fiction and fantasy. That's where I'm going to be.
The State University of New York spent 4 years trying to get me to do this, and I absolutely refused, even though I paid them to try to get me to do it. Now I'm just doing it on my own. Baloney.
Love it.
So higher education is baloney. That's another segment that I think we should have.
Amen.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a whole nother podcast, I think. And I don't mean another episode. I mean...
It's a racket. It's terrible.
Yeah. Have you seen about like the Green brothers, John Green, Hank Green? They did like Crash Course and SciShow and all that stuff on YouTube. It's okay if you don't know.
Yeah, a little bit.
So they partnered with some university. I don't remember what one because I don't remember well, but they're doing this thing. It's called like Study Hall or something like that. And it's an online college like course thing where it's like for $20 or $30 or $40 or some reasonable amount of bucks, you can participate in the course. And at the end, after you learn whether or not you've passed or failed, you can pay to get the actual college credit. But if you didn't pass or didn't, you don't have to pay to get it, which I thought was an interesting take on such things.
I have my bachelor's degree, probably 3 semesters worth of credits I got for whatever they called it, work experience, life experience stuff. Okay. Where I was like, you know what, I've learned this class, and I had to write a 3 or 4 page essay or whatever describing what I'd learned and how I'd learned it and all that stuff. And then I got the credits for that.
Oh, that's cool.
Notably, I still had to pay full price for all of those credits.
You just didn't have to take the class.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I wrote that check out, and they were like, all right, congratulations.
You just bought your credits.
Yeah.
Wow.
Going back to our earlier statement, higher education is a racket.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I do not have any degree at all, which explains why this is being filmed from a cardboard box.
I like you better because of that.
I do.
Weirdly.
Yeah. And what about, like, I wonder about for Leola, like, what is it? Because I agree it is such a racket,
but she kind of also has to go. Like, it's your job as a parent to be like,
do the work now. We're starting her to keep her exposed or help her get exposed to lots of different topics and focus on all the things that can be done on your own at your own pace. But then what are you building to show for it in case you do want to start working right away? Just options. I love her having options, and I don't know what she's going to, I don't know if it's going to be appropriate, in another 10 years.
That's true. Most schools now, kids can graduate high school with an associate's degree too. Like they can do some of the AP classes that count towards college, and you can get college credit during high school. That seems like a no-brainer to me because a lot of the cost
I did 3 or 4 of those classes, but a full associate's degree.
Yeah. It's kind of a thing now. Usually every year my wife was a teacher at a school for the past few years, and there'd be a small percentage of the graduating class who also graduated from the local community college with an associate's degree because during their 4 years of high school, they took enough.
Actually, classes. That makes sense. I mean, I guess when I think about it, like my senior year, I already started working. So I lined up, I did the thing with your schedule where I got like 2 study halls at the end of the day so I could leave at 1 in the afternoon or 12:30 or something and went to work. But if I just gone to college instead.
Yeah. And the nice thing is they can actually, the college classes count towards their high school classes. So it's just throughout it's, I don't know, it's a pretty neat arrangement. So if there's a local community college that does that, it seems really wise to take that course. I mean, that's a 2-year jump start on whatever.
Well, and I think also, I mean, it's changing, but like New York State, I think will pay for you to go to community college now. I'm pretty sure that's a thing in New York.
Oh.
So they'll cover your tuition. So even if you graduate high school without that, but you want to go to community college for 2 years, I think New York State will cover it now, assuming it's a state school, not one of those fancy private ones.
Mm-hmm. I got to think that really depends on the political leanings of a particular state as far as that goes. Yeah.
Man, and I said 10 years from now. Leola's already 11. Like,
yeah, that's 6 years away.
Yeah, 10 years from now, she's going to be drinking. It's not. And people are like, yeah, 10 years is when it's going to start.
Yeah. I certainly never had a beer until I was 21.
Never. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
6 years. It's coming.
Wow.
Yes. What's also on its way is she has her first date tonight. Valentine's
what?
Day. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Did Aaron do any like cool dad stuff? Like sit there in the living room reading the newspaper when he walked in, just kind of glance over it.
It's tonight and everyone's meeting there. So it's going to be
Is it a group date?
Enough, I think. It is. It's a dance. It's like a school dance.
Oh, right.
Oh. I think but there is a boy involved, a specific boy, not just a.
Yes.
She's not dating all. Is that what you're asking? She's dating all the boys, Shawn?
She's dating all of them. She's dating a good one, it seems. She's dating. Well, I mean, not dating. I can't. I'm not wrapping my head around that. She and a good kid seem to have developed feelings.
Wow, that was carefully put.
That's how they put it. That is how they put it. That's the conversation that was retold to me.
Okay, but when they put it that way, did they use the air quotes? Because if so, I think you should be more concerned than you are.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, if you say to your parents, "We've developed feelings," I'm not sure.
I'm gonna want more details.
Yeah.
No, I think it was quite sincere, and it's two good kids. So we're just focusing on the friendship and saying, enjoy the dance.
Cool.
Well, Madeline, my daughter, who's 8, again, to remind those of you who don't know,
going on 32 though,
has been dating her best friend Tegan. For years now.
No. Oh. Does Tegan know?
Yes, no. Tegan's on board with this. Yeah, no. To the extent that we've had to explain that they're not allowed to kiss each other because they're 8, and that's not allowed. But recently, they're in the same class this year. And they sat next to each other for all of about the first half hour of class before the teacher was like, get in the opposite side of the room, you two.
Yeah.
Tegan is just as bad as Madeline. So Madeline's been spending a lot of time with Guy. And she told, again, she's 8 years old. She told Jenny the other night that she was feeling bad, but she thought that maybe she would have to break up with Tegan because maybe she thinks she likes Guy. She doesn't know how to break it to Tegan. It's very complicated.
It is complicated. It is, but that doesn't
for
get
the third grade.
Yeah, I doubt it's easy now. Yeah. I hope that neither Guy nor Tegan are listeners of this podcast because
I guarantee they are not listeners.
I don't know
of the podcast.
My kids get it. My kids get into the YouTube. They dive deep on the YouTube.
But since the podcast doesn't currently, at the time of us speaking, exist, I'm fairly certain they're not subscribers.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. I hope I get an opportunity sometime to do that. Break up my daughter.
Oh yeah.
By I'll make sure that revealing information.
I'll make sure the editing pipeline is quick.
No, I don't even mean on this. I just mean like in general. When she's in high school, right? I'll dropping her off or something. I'm like, hey, Madeline, is that the jerk that you're going to dump later today?
Oh, okay. So you didn't mean via podcast necessarily.
No. I just meant in general. It's just
TikTok or in person. He's okay with either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that I would do that to your daughter. I have too
her
much...
and I are in all-out war. I would absolutely do that. This is survival of the fittest at this point. Are you kidding me?
Some of the stories in the retelling you are up against a mastermind then.
Yeah.
I am, and she gets support from her mother. It's incredible because her brother is just the nicest kid in the world for the most part. I mean, he has his moments, but he's a real sweetheart, and she is just evil.
But at school, known as a really sweet, good kid.
Yeah.
Which only adds to the
mystique.
Yeah.
I hate to bet against you, Ben.
So,
a sign-off segment.
Oh, take it away, Shawn.
What's that? Oh, take it away, Shawn. Okay.
Well, hold on. First of all, we got to read the ad copy.
Oh, okay. This episode of the Bench Ash Shirt podcast is brought to you by Danielle, who agreed to be the adult in the room.
Excellently done, Danielle.
Thank you.
I was gonna make up some ad copy, but I think your idea was better.
I made that up, to be clear. I mean, Danielle did agree to be here.
Yeah,
but
there was nothing about that was made up. What do you mean? That was all
we didn't have to pay her, and she's not paying us for the ad spot. So, you know.
I would like a Loganberry joke at some point.
Okay.
We didn't have to pay her? Why did she make me write her that check?
This episode of the Bench Ash Shirt podcast is brought to you by the Fizz in Loganberry soda.
Not soda, no fizz. I very clearly explained that.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the joke, Ben. That was the humor in the ad
Where's
copy.
The punchline. There has to be this not funny without a punchline.
That it was the bubbles in the unbubbly soda. See, it was brought to you by the bubbles that
Asher,
don't
you're just gonna have to cut
exist.
this bit.
Oh my gosh. We're going to get canceled.
You can't cancel me. I'm uncancelable.
This episode of the Bench Ash Shirt podcast is brought to you by a mangy cat in a burlap sack. Who is not Danielle, although it seemed like it in our episode 0.
That did seem to be implied, and it was not my intent.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Danielle, there's absolutely nothing mangy about you.
So sweet. So sweet.
And the burlap sack is lovely. I mean, you don't have to.
Yeah.
I wear it well.
Well, if you're listening to this, thank you, and I'm sorry.
Asher's already running the outro music over this.
Okay.